Through my voice, the night whispers its secrets. Tonight, we speak of beings whose names should never be spoken, creatures that wake when you remember them, and all of them share one thing in common. They're still here. Turn off the lights, turn the volume up, and if you hear something behind you, don't you dare turn around. I won't say its name aloud, but I'll show you on the screen. Don't you read it out loud, especially if you're alone or near the woods. It comes from the legends of the First Nations. They say in the frozen death of the North, somewhere between Canada and the US, a starving tribe faced the end. One man couldn't take it anymore. That night in the dark, he ate his friend's flesh, and by morning, no one ever heard him scream again. That night, the Wendigo was born, a creature with a skin thinner than snow, teeth sharp as ice, and eyes that never close. This creature is the embodiment of endless hunger. They say even after devouring hundreds, it is still starving. Villagers in Alberta once reported, "We heard a scream from the woods. It sounded like my son's voice. But he died years ago."
That's my backyard. I'm zoomed in a little piece. This is the exact spot that I just. Hold on. Listen, dog.
The voice that calls you from the forest isn't always human. And if you ever hear your own voice whisper, "Turn around," it mimics sound, the cry of your sister, your own voice begging for help. But whatever you follow into those trees is not human. The only thing it fears is fire. So if you ever hear yourself calling from the dark, do not run. Light a fire. It only wants to take your place. The Jinn, neither human or ghost. They weren't made from earth. They were made from fire. They're living in another plane, a layer just beside ours. Most of the religions call them Jinn. Some are good and some not. What most people don't know is that there are 11 kinds of them, each with a face, a voice, a purpose. Some dance to music, some hide from the light, and some seek those who don't believe. It is said they feed on dark, abandoned places, empty baths, ruined homes, and sometimes when a human crosses into their realm, they play with them. One famous story from Arabia tells of a man who camped in the empty quarter desert. At midnight, he woke up to see his wife sitting in front of him. But his wife was in the city that night. He asked, "Who are you?" She smiled, and several voices spoke from inside her mouth. By morning, all they found was ashes. When the lights go out and you hear a sigh in the corner, believe me, that's not the wind. It's someone watching. From Japan comes a ghost that lives and drinks. Along the coast of Japan lives an ancient legend of a red-haired spirit called Shoujo, a being born of sick and intoxication. Shoujo love laughter and joy, but if you laugh too long, they come for you. They say those who die drunk never find peace. Their souls stay bound to the bota. Some old sake jars in Japan are never opened because they say the spirit inside is still awake. Only the truly drunk can see a shoujo with eyes red as wine and a voice that whispers, just one more sip. By the time you wake, it's morning, and all that's left is an empty bottle. I think now you understand this saying. It's not the man who drinks the spirit, it's the spirit that drinks the man. Mirrors are not just reflections, they are doors to somewhere else. In ancient Chinese legend, it is written, the mirror spirits have watched mankind for millennia. They say when they've learned enough, they will break through and take our place. Historical text. Listen to me. Historical text. From 297 BC records a mirror demon rebellion, and the Yellow Emperor sealed every mirror with sacred silver. I already have a video about mirrors. Please go and watch it and know more about these creatures that live inside the mirror. But do we still use pure silver today? Or have modern mirrors reopened the door? If you ever stared into your own eyes in the mirror and felt yourself changing, maybe that was the moment they were looking back. Fairies, not the ones from children's tales. They are beautiful deceivers, older than humankind. They live beside our world, invisible until you take something from them or accept their gift. They attempt you with gifts, a bone, a stone, a flower, live at your door. Never touch them, never say thank you. Accepting a fairy's gift means giving up your soul. Hikers have found dried flowers or small bones left at their tents. A fairy offering, if you thank them, your spirit binds to theirs. If you refuse, they simply watch and wait. And those mushroom circles that appear overnight, they are fairy rings. Step inside one and you'll dance forever. Some say they've heard laughter from beneath the ground, and when they returned home, a day had passed, but the sun hadn't even moved. They're not just plants, they're portals. You wake up in the night, unable to move. A shadow stands above you. No face, no sound. It wasn't a dream, it was a shadow. They say shadow people are the echoes of souls that never crossed over, trapped between sleep and death. They feed on fear. The more afraid you are, the clearer they become. Many victims of sleep paralysis say they felt the shadow draw closer, heard it breathe, and woke up with bruises on their chest. So if you ever feel something, watching you again. Do not be afraid. Only fear lets it near you. They have no power, no face, only fear. So, if you ever see one, just whisper, "You do not belong to me," and they will fade back into the dark. If you've listened this far, you're now part of the secret. So tell me, when you look in the mirror tonight, are you sure that's really you staring back? And don't forget, don't turn on the lights. They hate the light, but they love your attention. Believe me, you shouldn't have said their names.